It's not even 4 a.m. yet, and man, it is early. All right, I like to get up early to fish, but getting up at 3 is early. Filling up with gas right now. This number is disgusting. No one likes this. Look at this, bro. For 19 gallons of gas, 94 bucks, and that's because I wasn't even fully empty. But we out here, we about to fish. I'm gonna catch my boy Captain Hooks on the water. See if we can't nab ourselves a couple decent sized bass, you know. So we hitting up the tournament with the Kayak Anglers of Eastern Pennsylvania today. So shout out to all those guys. There's some great fishermen on there. So, all right guys, we'll be up there. We out on the water, still early. It's only 5:15 in the morning. So this tournament don't start till 5:30. So I'm out pedaling to where I want to get to. We launched from the far side of Mauch, and I'm trying to get to the other side, past the other launch that we couldn't launch from. So all I'm doing now is just mapping, seeing what's up, checking my depths. We got like 78-degree water temperature, so that's perfect. You know, that'll quickly rise as the sun comes up, but I'm thinking top water might do the trick in the beginning at least. I came out here last week and got a couple hits on the top water, so we'll see what happens. But we probably got a good 35 anglers out here. Oof. Still dark, sun hasn't broken yet. But man, you can't beat this view. I love coming out here when it's still kind of like dark, sun trying to come up but hasn't. It's nice. I love this, and watching all these fish jump around me is making me kind of anxious here. We got 1 minute left before line's in the water, so I'm gonna get the Whopper Plopper out, get her ready. Yo, but it's so crazy how still and beautiful it is over here. Yo, God's creation is something else, man. Being out here in the water is the closest I feel to God. And I know 100% this is proof of an intelligent designer, more specifically, God, bro. And it's 5:30, so first cast in. Found some decent reeds and some lilies, so I'm just gonna throw the Whopper right next to it. All right, guys, nothing like that top water bite, baby. On that bone Whopper Plopper. Let's see if this guy's long enough. He got to be 12 inches. He's not a big guy, but there's not that many big guys here, man. But man, I didn't even start retrieving before he popped at it. He took it right down. So, first one of the day. Let's see if he's long enough. No, just under 11 1/4, but we ain't hitting the right spots, that's for sure. All right, so we casting out again. It's probably like my 4th or 5th cast in, so decent color. I was a little worried about the bright bone color, but maybe not too much to be worried about. So when I'm working this Whopper Plopper, I don't really do a straight retrieve the entire time. I definitely don't do a turn and burn. I'm not ripping this thing through the water, and that might work in some instances, especially when the fish are more aggressive. I'm really just, first you cast it out, I'm letting it sit for 4 or 5 seconds, and I'll give it a little pop. And then I'll start reeling in a little bit, get that tail going, a little propeller. Then I'll pause, let it sit, give it another pop, and then bring it in. Covering water is the big point. You want to cover as much water as you can, as fast as you can, and that's how you find the fish. That's why I will rarely start with a slower type of lure. Switched over to a Kayak swim bait, and this is the most disrespectful thing any fish can do. Bite off your tail. This thing was fresh, and now it got no tail, so I gotta switch it up. Disrespect is real. After that first small dink, now this guy gotta be small. Usually if they pick at it like that or they peck, they're small. Any sizable bass, even like a dink, like a 9 or 10 incher is gonna just rip it's just gonna suck it right up. You ain't gonna rip no tail or nip at it. This ain't gonna do me no good in this tournament. Little bluegill, hit the Kayak. This lake does have some really big sunnies and panfish, so if you're ever into eating them, this is your lake. Trying to catch a big bass, man. I got a couple hits. I got that first bass that was too small, and then I got this sunny that ain't gonna do me any good. So all I want is bass. I don't want no pickerel, I don't want no panfish. I just want bass that are over 12 inches. Still working this Kayak. I switched to the drop shot for a little bit, but kept getting hung up, so I'm gonna switch back at some point. Not quite sure where the bass are, so still trying to locate them. When I scouted this lake, I fished the other end, and I mean, it was all right. I'm not doing any better or any worse over here. When I scouted it, I also caught a shorty up on by the launch side. So shorties ain't worth no good. I need the biggins. Give me the biggins. Give me the big ones. Oh yeah. These guys continue to disrespect me. Look at that. Another tail gone. Man, these Kayaks are like $6 a pack. See, I'm a little hesitant to put on the smaller Kayaks. That was a 4-inch. But I'm just gonna put this 3.5 on there. I ain't worried about not catching big fish with the little lures. I'm just worried about losing a lot of these to the smaller fish. The little jerks that don't want to stay away. All right, so we put on this little electric shad colored Kayak, nice and sparkly. Small, 3.5 inch, so it might get torn up by a couple blues or something, but again, the bass in this lake don't get too big. All right, guys, this is my 7:30 a.m. check-in. Haven't got no other bass, but of course, I just got a pickerel and he took my jig head. Basically, just jacked it all up, ruined the Kayak. So I'm tying on another one right now. Oh, man, those guys are annoying. Like, they're fun to catch or whatever on a normal day. I still don't really like them. I like going for bass like all the time, unless I'm going specifically for something else like muskie or crappie or something. So this is why I came. There's this big rock wall right here. There's a spillway at the end, and I've done fairly good there in the past. So see if I could repeat that success and not get another dang pickerel or bluegill and actually get some sizable bass. So I thought I was recording that last one and I had it on time lapse. So you got 1 second of me briefly catching a fish and putting it back. Anyways, it was only a 10-inch fish. So far I got 3 dink fish, 3 dink bass, a bluegill, and a pickerel. I didn't even record that second bass, too small. This one too, so I hit this one on the drop shot rig, so I'm gonna keep trying this one and see if I can't get a bigger fish to bite. Tough day. I've landed 6 fish so far, 2 bluegill, 3 small bass, and a pickerel. And none of the bass have been big enough to measure, but we'll see. I mean, I'm marking bait fish right now. I'm in 25 feet. Most of those catches were below 8 feet, with the last one being about 10 foot. But it's time for lunch. Well, time for breakfast. It's only 8:20. So before I get to it, let me sanitize my hands. All clean. The good old dad way. Shout out to the wife for making me breakfast. Yo, grilled egg sandwich. That John lit. I think once I get some food in the system, I'll fish better. And hopefully I'll catch some fish I can measure. I just started marking some at 16 feet and they didn't look small, so I'm gonna try to hit them down there with the drop shot. Guys, story of today, dink life. I'm seeing them down deep and I don't know, this guy was probably like at 8 feet, but I'm marking some big marks at 16. So I'm going after them, but these guys ain't gonna do me anything. Still drop shotting it using these KVD dream shots, I think they're called. Yep, dream shots. My boy Hector hooked it up last week, and yeah, man. I mean, I hit one fish last week with it, and I've been hitting. I think that's the 3rd or 4th fish I catch on this one. So, you know what I mean? Fish like it. It's a good color. It's like a mix between like a green pumpkin and a perch type of color. The water here is super duper clear, so anything green pumpkin, perch, copper will probably work really well. Even like some translucents and stuff will be a-okay. Fish number 8. All right, guys, it's almost 11, and I caught 8 fish. 5 bass, 2 bluegill, and 1 pickerel. None of the bass were above 12 inches, therefore they don't count for the tournament. So, I mean, 8 fish is still all right, you know, 8 fish, I'll take it. It's still a good day. I still got another 2.5 hours for this tournament. So I'm gonna work it as if I was in first place and not last place. It's all good. It's all good. Like Michael from The Office, for all my Office fans, shout out. But, you know, it's kind of a bummer, but at the same time, it's a beautiful day. I still landed some fish, and you know, you can't beat it. I'm still fishing, so still 100%. Rather be fishing than not. But I'm moving spots. I'm gonna go up the lake a little bit closer to where we launched, and see if that does anything, and see where we go from there. Bass number 9 at 21 feet, bro. I don't know that this one's gonna be long enough, but it might. Another dink by every standard, but we'll see if he's long enough. Man, 11.5, half an inch short, but at least I'm finding them. Got like an hour and a half left. It's almost noon, and this is the current situation. Chilling, working the drop shot with the drift. See that rod tip kind of bouncing a little bit. It's bouncing on contact with the ground there, with the bottom. So we'll see. They're all definitely deep right now. Biggest bass I got yet. Oh no, another freaking pickerel. Yo. I hit it and I was like, man, this is definitely bass. Nope, got a pickerel on the drop shot. You son of a biscuit. Well, that's 10 fish for today, so I'm in double digits. Unfortunately, none that I could actually submit to the tournament. But it's alright, it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright guys, I'm in like a sing-songy mood. Kind of cheesy, I know. Pickerel. Whatever, man. Catch is a catch, but in this case, not so much. All right, about to wrap it up. Heading back to the launch. Caught 10 fish. It was 2 pickerel, 2 bluegill, and 6 bass. None of the bass I was able to get above 12 inches, so I couldn't submit any fish for the tournament. But it's all right, it's a learning process. Still didn't skunk though. I mean, I did catch 10 fish, but it was a great time, beautiful day, awesome people, some banging breakfast sandwiches, so can't complain. But we're gonna wrap it up, and I appreciate you guys watching and rooting. So until next time, peace and God bless.